Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and yeah, here we go again. I had a subscriber. I'm just going to flip in his thing here with the new Blackstone Labs sleep aid product. He's saying, hey Jason, they're kind of promoting this like being a party drug. What do you think? So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, do a little bit of crafting, and let's talk about this. I don't know, my initial impressions of this video were like, doesn't even look like appealing. It was basically, I guess my first impression seeing the commercial was, this is like the Blair Witch Project meets The Exorcism meets a strip club on a bad acid trip. Like, what the actual fuck were they thinking when they put this out? I mean, we know Blackstone Labs is known for, some shady business. And the comments, by the way, under their commercial are golden. You guys should go check those out. I mean, we know they're known for their shady business. We know that they normally do all sorts of toxic garbage and pro-hormones and everything else. Whatever they can legally put in a product and get away with, they do. Because it's not fully regulated enough by the FDA to make it outright illegal yet. They'll throw it in a product. And it's kind of like, it's almost like their motto should be, yeah, our products are technically legal right now, but they're more toxic and will give you a little less gains than the actually illegal stuff. But they'll be illegal next year. That should be their company motto. That would be like, that would describe Blackstone Labs pretty well. I mean, and they can't even disagree with that. When you look at the products they put out, it's a lot of toxic pro-hormones and stuff, things that are later than regulated and the FDA jumps on top of. But now it's like they're trying to almost promote party drugs. They're jumping on the same bullshit that Primeval Labs is jumping on, that Jerry Ward is all involved in. And it seems like these guys have gone from promoting shitty pro-hormones and SARMs to, like Primeval Labs had their Xanax, and now they're promoting benzos and everything else. That now Blackstone Labs is jumping up, almost trying to jump on the boat of promoting their products as party drugs. And and I understand that, because the whole bodybuilding world, the hardcore bodybuilding world, is full of people who party really hard. The problem is that we need to separate the idea of fitness from bodybuilding, because bodybuilding has nothing to do with fitness, and particularly any sort of hardcore competitive bodybuilding is just as unhealthy as not exercising at all. These people live hard lifestyles. It's hard on their body. They are going to die young. And the truth is, you go hang around serious bodybuilding circles, and it's exactly like Jerry Ward talks about and brags about. These guys all go party. And they all started using Nubane. Why? Because it was a drug that they could party on. One of the other guys had brought it over from Australia, and some of the guys started using it. And the same reason they use a lot of other party drugs, they can go out and have a good time and get fucked up without the empty calories of alcohol, so that they don't get fat. Now, I want guys to stop and think about that. So these guys all use all sorts of pills, go out and party, use party drugs, everything else, who are trying to pretend like they're some part of some fitness lifestyle. But they go out and party hard, they get fucked up, and they go ahead and take all sorts of pills or inject narcotics and everything else. Why? So they can avoid the empty calories of alcohol, so they don't get fat. I mean, how fucked up is that mentality when you really think about that? And that's fine if that's how they choose to live their lives. All right? I mean, people have a right to live their lives the way that they want. I'm not going to tell people how to live. But when it comes to people who are supposed to be promoting some sort of fit or healthy lifestyle in any way, they need to admit that bodybuilding has nothing to do with health and fitness, and it has everything to do with narcissism, partying, and all of that, because it really is a party culture. And when I mean a party culture, I'm talking all the way up to including the prostitution. That's an enormous part of bodybuilding, and anyone who's been around that knows that. And I don't mean, guys paying girls for sex. There's a lot of that too, guys who have muscle fetishes. But it's dudes paying dudes for sex. And there's a lot of gay for pay out there. A lot of people have talked about that. Not just me online with this. It's an enormous part of that culture and that community. The whole gay for pay thing. And that is involved in the whole party culture with it also, because, again, a lot of drugs are involved. It might need to be. If you're a completely straight dude and you're having to partake in sexual activities for money or trading sexual activities for your bodybuilding drugs, you probably do need some party drugs to endure it. And that makes sense. So you can see why a lot of these guys want to get really, really fucked up. You can see why a lot of them want to do all this stuff because, then they can take their mind off what they're actually doing. That they're whoring themselves out to gay dudes for drugs and money. Pretty messed up world when you look at it. And it does carry over into the smaller stuff. In fact, Brittany and I were at the store and we overheard a little conversation out somewhere. I'm not going to say where it was. Some dudes were talking who looked like they lift a little bit. And they were talking about, one of them was saying, he doesn't want to go out and drink because, he could, get all those extra calories in. It'd be hard for him to keep his abs. And the other one was telling, well, man, you could just, get a bunch of GHB. You could party on GHB and there's no calories in that. And I heard it might help you gain muscle. I was reading online, man. It's like anabolic, like steroids. So you're seeing that same mentality trickle down to dudes who barely even lift. You can tell they lift a little bit, but they're certainly not particularly big or strong. You're seeing that same mentality trickle down to these other people. It's trickling down into the community of people who follow this stuff. And like I said, I understand a lot of people like to party. I understand a lot of young people like to party. I get it. Live your life. That's your right to do as you please. It might not be a wise choice, but it's your choice to make. But the difference is that when you have companies who are purporting to be part of the fitness world, and I hate that shit when they get mixed into the fitness industry and people talk about bodybuilding as part of the fitness world. It's absolute bullshit when you see all this partying that these guys do and them getting all fucked up and everything else and all the endless amounts of drugs they put into themselves while promoting as being part of the fitness world. It's not. Nothing to do with being fit. And it's getting crazy now that you're seeing these supplement companies, these more extreme supplement companies, are promoting stuff as party drugs, because blatantly what they are promoting there is being in a club and being really fucked up. All right, that is exactly what they're promoting. Again, the comments in their stuff are golden. They're absolutely golden. If you guys want to check some of that out. But the thing is, they're promoting a hardcore party lifestyle. Now, I'm not saying anything in that video looked appealing, because I don't think most people who looked at that video were saying, yeah, man, that looked like a lot of fun. And, you could tell the chick didn't want her face put in that video. I mean, that tells you a lot right there. The model had her face completely covered the entire time, because she probably didn't want to be associated with the video and what they were doing. That didn't even make it sexy, because it wasn't sexy. There was like nothing sexy about that video, even though they had a scantily clad woman. That ad was actually a boner kill. Like, I'm going to admit, most of you guys are going to have a lot of trouble fapping to that. In spite of the fact that they got a woman with a nice body who's wearing up very little. You're going to struggle to fap to it, because it's just not sexy at all. It did. It almost felt like it was an ad for heroin. Doing heroin in the strip club. I don't know. God, they need to fire their marketing director at this point, though, because, again, not only do these people kind of have bad marketing, but, to see some shit like that was not only kind of promoting their sleep aid as a party drug, but the commercial was just fucking awful. Like, it was shitty. It didn't make their product look appealing at all. Furthermore, who the fuck parties on something that makes you sleepy? Think about that for a minute. Any of you who go out and party or like to have fun, do you take something that makes you want to sleep before you go out and party? It's like, man, I'm going to go out and I'm going to pass the fuck out while partying. I'm going to get there and pass out at 10:30 and fall asleep. That doesn't always end well. That oftentimes goes poorly if you do pass out when you're out partying. I'm not saying things can happen. I'm not judging, but it can put you in some bad situations. But seriously, who does that? They're promoting a sleep aid supplement like it's a party drug. They basically are taking one out of Primeval Labs' playbook and taking it to a whole nother stupid butt fucking retarded level. I mean, I thought Primeval Labs was bad enough with their bullshit till I saw this, and it's like, Jesus Christ, guys, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, what the fuck are they thinking? I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, this is another one of these companies, and you see them doing shit like this. You just got to look at it and wonder, what are they thinking? Are they trying to promote fitness in any way, or are they just trying to promote people having partying their asses off? And I guess they were trying to make it sexy, but it wasn't. It just really wasn't. I don't know, man. I think there's people who are going to have nightmares after watching their stupid ass commercial. What more is there to say about it other than goddamn? Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and if not informative, at least entertaining. And I will talk to you guys next time.